Hey, it's Jason, Nomadic Pagan. Welcome to week 47. Wrapping up personal religion, final essay, and book reports. Let's jump right into it, shall we? We're almost done with this. Yay. Week 47 wrapping up. Related required number 10, personal religion. Required reading, Our Own Druidry, page 17, the Hearth Oath. Our Own Druidry, page 117, 122, personalized paganism. Our Own Druidry, appendix 1, adapting DP to Pacific Ethnic Past. Optional reading, Sacred Fire, Holy Well by Aaron Corrigan and Sacred Gifts by Kirk Thomas. This week we'll discuss your personal spirituality in preparation to writing and taking your dedicant oath. We talked about this in week 35 where we pointed out that personal religion is just that, personal. No one can or will tell you how to worship. We may make suggestions based primarily on what works for us, and we'll tell you about the way ADF does ritual, but we can't tell you how to worship on your own. That said, let's look at ways to make your religion works best for you and to help you answer the exit standard for the dedicant path documentation. Also, if your book reports aren't done yet, now's the time to do them. Homework. First, finish any book reports you have left over. There are only 5 weeks of DP work after this one, and you don't want to be rushing to finish them while trying to finish this work. If you need help writing them, see the required reading for this section in weeks 6, 26, and 42. The requirement for the personal religion bit reads as follows. Number 10, a brief account of the efforts of the dedicant to develop and explore a personal or growth-centered spiritual practice drawn from a specific culture or combinations of cultures. 600 words minimum. This requirement basically asks you to discuss your journey of personal exploration within Druidry. Isn't that nicely concise? If not, as broad as it first appears, this makes it more manageable. First, the requirement talks about both personal and growth-centered spiritual practice. Those are not necessarily opposed things. Some people do not have access to a grove or choose to practice alone, and will thus be able to focus on a personal practice. Some are fortunate enough to have a grove that focuses on their hearth culture, which allows them to work exclusively within their grove, and thus their needs do not include extremely personal spirituality. Others will find that their grove does not always work with their hearth culture, and so they require their own personal spirituality to complement their grove work. Most groves work with a Patreon of agreement that all members follow while in ritual. Each person may not worship those deities and powers in their own personal religions, but they might work with them in order to obtain the community aspects of religion. Start by thinking where you fall in this. Is your spirituality personal or grove-centered? Is it both? If it is centered on a grove, is the grove mostly or usually working in your hearth culture or in a set of cultures you are interested in? If not, how do you deal with this? Do you see grove worship as a Patreon of agreement? Look back at the first week's lesson. Survey the questions there. How many answers do you still agree with? What do you think about those ideas and motivations? Would you change them? Try re-answering those questions from your current perspective. Review your first oath. Have you been true to it? Has it helped you through when you had doubts? Does it seem outdated at this point? Write a reaction to it. Back in week 8, you begin creating your home shrine. How does this figure into your religious practice? Does it fit into your daily life? Do you use it in meditation? Do you still meditate? You have also written essays on the 9 virtues. Do you use these in daily life? What lessons have you learned do you continue to utilize in your personal religion? How has the DP helped? Do you utilize ADF's core symbolism of the 3 realms, the 3 kindreds, the 3 worlds, and 3 gates, etc.? Why or why not? If you use something else, what is it that you use, and why do you use it? If you have chosen a hearth culture, what is it? How did you choose it? What drew you to it? Was it a process, or did you know it when it came in? Do you worship all the deities in the Patreon? And if not, which ones do you worship? How do you connect to that hearth culture? How do your hearth culture's values, religious worldview affect your own? Have you changed your personal spirituality to fit the ideals of a hearth culture or two? Are there other aspects of your spiritual life you like to talk about? If you have another tradition, such as Wiccan or Discordian or worship goddess, how does that fit in with ADF? Finally, ask yourself seriously if ADF and Neo-Pagan Druidry are right for you. From those notes, write an essay that charts your spiritual growth from the time you begin the work of an ADF dedicant until now. Be sure to mention your growth, how your growth or lack of a growth has played into this, and what hearth cultures you have either settled on or are interested in. And if you're now one requirement away from finishing the dedicant path documentation. Next week's week 48, the dedicant oath. We'll see you then. Blessed be, y'all.